and welcome everyone to this session 13, series 4. It's the 7th of July, just in case you didn't know, and welcome to this Maternity and Midwifery Hour. It's lovely to see everybody. My name's Sue Macdonald, and I'm the curator for these hours, as well as the Maternity and Midwifery Festival. So it's my pleasure to chair this evening, which is going to be, I know it's going to be fantastic. Tonight we're going to be talking about nurturing and caring for the team. And it's a very important subject, and I'm really thrilled. I've got some fantastic speakers with us this afternoon. The sun's still up. But we always, as every week we do, is ask each speaker for a moment of their week. We like to put them on the spot to start them off. So perhaps I could start with Jan Smith, sitting there quietly.
Yeah, well,
your moment of the week.
When Sue asked me to do the moment of the week, it definitely did feel like I was put on the spot. So I had a few minutes to think about it. And for me, it was, I've got a book coming out at the end of August on nurture maternity staff. And I got all of the edits in yesterday. So it's off now into the ether. And yeah, I feel so incredibly proud to do.
Fantastic. Well, that's a fantastic moment. Fantastic. Thank you, Jan. That's lovely. How about Tina?
Mine's slightly different. Mine is that I didn't capsize out of my kayak yesterday evening. So I have recently, inspired by one of the posts on Midwives in Mind, tried something new. I'm on a beginner's course and I have been capsizing every time. Got a few little injuries, but all worth it. Bruises of honor, but I didn't fall out of my kayak last night.
Well, so is this a health warning that maybe after this session people might want to take up kayaking?
Yeah.
Better be cautious here. Yeah. Okay, how about Cara?
So mine is COVID related. My family live in Switzerland, so I haven't seen them since February 2020. But on Monday, my niece and nephew at 12 and 15 had the COVID vaccination, and I just feel it's one step closer for us to see them again. So it was a big step on Monday.
Fantastic, and that's a lovely snippet of a moment, because that's happening to many people, and it's a kind of moment of hope, which is fantastic. So thank you very much for sharing your moments. I'm going to let you have a little rest before I pull you in to do your presentations. Those of you who are regular audience will know that these sessions were designed really to make sure that midwives, student midwives, doulas, maternity care support workers, all the people who are involved in maternity care, plus actually women and their families also dial in. And this was a way to keep people connecting and also make sure they had some information and advice over the period of time. And they've been very popular, I think, because they're also recorded. Every single session's recorded, so that if you miss anything, or for example tonight you hear something you think, oh, I really want my people at work to hear this, you can access this all through Netflix. It's all kept and then share. It's all free to use, and it's a fantastic resource. So any of you who are doing, I don't know, assignments for college maybe, or university, maybe you might be doing a little revalidation activity, have a look at the Netflix resource, because it is fantastic, a really good source of information. And I'm just also using this point of time just to wish everyone well, wherever they are at this time. It's a difficult time. We're unlocking a little bit. People are anxious and scared, and there are still people who are unwell or very sick, and we send our love to them. But also we need to kind of think about keeping ourselves and our families as safe as possible. And I know people have been talking about this a lot on the media and all the newspapers, and it's a difficult time, and you're going to be getting a lot of questions from your family, your friends, anyone, because it always seems to me that midwives seem to be a little source of information. So we often get questions wherever you might be. And also a big thank you to all the hospital services, the A&E departments, the high dependency units, the intensive care units, and of course the maternity services who've just kept going throughout and have done some fantastic work throughout this last year and 3 months, 4 months, it feels like forever. And also thank you to the vaccination centres, because I know a lot of midwives and a lot of people who are in the health world are contributing to those centres and making a difference in that way. Okay, and I get on to the news now, and the big news was the NICE induction guidelines consultation, which closed yesterday, which I know there's a bit of a petition out there because there is a section about black and minority ethnic group women, or black and brown women, women of colour being offered induction. And I know there's a lot of controversy and a lot of uncomfortableness with that. So do check out, and I've put the consultation on the resources page. Just check it out and give feedback on your view. In your view, it's a difficult time and we need to have our view on it. Also, a little good snippet. It's the 73rd birthday of the NHS. So hurrah for that. That's a good thing. Very, very positive for us all. I've got some homework for you. And the ICM, the International Confederation of Midwives, are asking all midwives to take part in a survey. This is also on the resources sheet. And this is called What Women Want, Midwives' Voices, Midwives' Demands. We're getting a bit stroppier now. Not unusual for midwives, actually. And the link is there, so do take part. I don't think it looks very hard to participate. Do take part and have a voice there. And also the Select Committee, Safety and Maternity Services in England, was published yesterday. I haven't read it. I've just had a quick look at the recommendations, but I would, again, that's on the list of resources, and I would recommend it. It's 69 odd pages, but if you look at the sort of key aspects like the conclusions, some of the evidence that went in, that is really important for us to know, because this is determining how we are practicing as midwives and maternity care services. So do have a look. Of course, also in the news is the effect of stress and panic attacks, and I think we might lead on something like that a little bit later next series. There's also the new Cochrane review on interventions for fear of childbirth, including tocophobia, and that's been led by Maeve O'Connell et al, and that's also on the resources sheet. And I think there's a little bit of football on this evening, so we have to finish on the dot of 8 or we'll have people squeaking at us. So that's it. So without further ado, the mental health and well-being over this last year has come into sharp focus, and we're looking this evening at ourselves, looking after ourselves and our teams. And we should have really been aware of this forever, because if we don't look after ourselves, we don't look after our colleagues, how can we really look after women and babies and their families? But I think what COVID is teaching us is the importance of mental health and well-being, and more alert to the fact some of our colleagues might be stressing and might be having difficulties, and it's really important. So how can we really look after ourselves and our colleagues? And I'm really delighted. I have 3 fantastic speakers, and we're going to start with Dr. Jan Smith, who's a chartered psychologist and executive coach and director of Healthy You UK, also on your resources list. And do check this out, please, after the session. She's had experience in supporting people who've experienced trauma, from road traffic accidents to birth trauma and other post-traumatic stress disorders. And she's recently published, or it's just about to come out, as she's just shared, she's finished all the bits and pieces that have to be polished, the Nurturing Maternity Staff, which is also on the resource list. So I'm so pleased to welcome you to this evening. Thank you so much for coming to be with us, Jan. And the screen is now yours.
Thanks for watching this video from the Maternity and Midwifery Forum. For more expert opinion and analysis, hit the button below to subscribe.